Hello all, welcome to another art tutorial with UdoCreatives. In this tutorial, we will be going over an acrylic painting technique called glazing. Glazing is a technique where translucent layers of paint are applied over a dried base layer to create depth, richness, and subtle color variations. To glaze effectively, you should use a soft brush and diluted paint to create a very thin translucent paint consistency. For this tutorial, we'll go over 4 different examples of glazing. Example 1. In this example, we'll start by painting a base layer with burnt umber. It doesn't need to be perfectly smooth, but we'll aim to create a toned background. Once this base layer is dry, we can start adding more layers. Here, I'm using darker burnt umber to create the outlines of a mountain. This layer will help in defining light and dark areas, and creating depth before adding more colors and details. This method is commonly known as toning the canvas, and it helps with color visualization. To complete the piece, I will use Pthalo blue, Cobalt blue, and titanium white color for my glazing. Pay attention to how much paint I am collecting on my brush. Just a little is fine. Also, pay attention to the soft touch and movement of my brush here. I'll apply darker shades on the darker toned areas, and lighter shade of blue and white on lighter toned areas. This technique is especially useful to establish a particular mood or atmosphere. Example 2. In this example, we'll paint a lighter base layer first, and start adding translucent paint layers once it dries completely. We'll gradually add layers with colors of different thickness and opacity. For this example, you can notice that I am sometimes only glazing some sections. This is because it makes sense to glaze when needed, and not just for the sake of it. Like other art techniques, you can always experiment with glazing to see what kind of results you can achieve. Example 3. In this example, we will glaze over multiple dried layers of painting. First, let's make some rocks using black, burnt umber and yellow ochre. Our motive is to make rocks with running water. With a detailing brush, I'll add in random strokes to achieve flowy water pattern using turquoise blue color. After painting the rocks and water flow, we'll begin glazing. I'll use a translucent shade of turquoise blue for this. I'm glazing over the flowy water pattern and bottom of the rocks to make them look somewhat underwater. Again, pay attention to how much paint I am collecting on my brush. Just a little is fine. Also, pay attention to the soft touch and movement of my brush here. Example 4. In this final example, we'll be able to see how glazing changes the atmosphere in a painting. A color tone can be changed from cool to warm or warm to cool. I'll start by painting a patch of the sea with cobalt and turquoise blue. Next, I will glaze over the blue cooler tones using a translucent orange shade. Pay attention to how much paint I am collecting on my brush. Just a little is fine. Also, pay attention to the soft touch and movement of my brush here. As you can see, this has given my color tone a warmer look. We'll keep adding more details by glazing with yellow and orange. Try adding more colors as a way to experiment and learn the effects of glazing. As you can see, different translucent paints will give different results. This is the end of our glazing with acrylics tutorial. Glazing adds a certain richness and depth to your art. Always remember to practice using different colors and styles to find out which one you enjoy the most. I also hope that you've gained insightful techniques in this tutorial, and I hope to see you use these techniques in your paintings. Thank you very much for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to UdoCreatives for more art content.